governments and the private sector working together. The totality of governments around the world do not have the resources to deal with climate change by themselves. They have to leverage vast amounts of the biggest public...
The back of it, let's go through the first round and then we can open it up for a little bit of debate. Her Excellency Bolaur-Erdэнэ, who is the chairwoman of the ICT Authority. It's interesting to have such a young leader on our panel, which is thinking about also the next generation. But let's go to your core competencies first. What was the role of technology in an emerging market that has a very scattered and small population to deal with the social fabric? How did you stay in touch with the people? How did you let them know? How did the IT systems hold up in your country during the pandemic?
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me. It's my honor to be here. And before I jump into Mongolia's case, one of the things that I wanted to emphasize is that for the last decade, we have been busy investing in technology, blockchain, AI, and we forgot human factor. And today, the context is investing in humanity, which is why we all came together to solve the human issues, human problems, and reach to people who do not have access regularly. So it's my honor to be here. Before I start with Mongolia, I will give you a bit information about Mongolia. While Mongolia has a rich history with Genghis Khan and everything, we are sandwiched between two giant countries, Russia and China. We have only 3 million people on such big land. And one of the interesting factors is that we have one of the highest political instability. So we change government in every 1.5 years. So as you can imagine, current government with the pandemic must have a lot of challenges. And I joined the government in 2020, just after the pandemic hit us. So the Mongolia's approach was that we should implement a platform that reaches a herder herding sheep or goats in the middle of nowhere in Mongolia. So we implemented e-Mongolia platform, which digitalized 545 services, including licenses or getting your passport online. But the amazing thing about it is that you can deliver it to people living in the countryside as a herder communities. So e-Mongolia platform has had a lot of good impact. We have seen about 25% of reduce in corruption. But on the other hand, for us who are implementing the program, we had a lot of backfire from government itself, which was interesting for young people such as me to work within the government, but having backlash for transparency or openness.
You know, it's interesting, Bill, you're young, the Prime Minister is a young person as well. The society of Mongolia has embraced the next generation to lead them to the future. This is a similar trait that we've seen in Estonia, for example, and even Norway. There's confidence in your generation leading, right? Would we classify